Hello, everybody. How's it going out there? My name's David Knight. I'm with Jason Renfro. We're the host of the new podcast called What Are These Guys Talking About? We're here on Spotify and YouTube. Spotify, of course, is the audio version. YouTube will be more of the video version. Make sure you follow and subscribe to both. We'll have links in the description for the other for each page. Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, Jason?
I'm doing good. How are you, Mr. Knight?
I'm doing good, Mr. Renfro. When did you become so proper?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think you've ever been proper, but I haven't either. So it's probably why it works out, right?
Yeah. What are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
Oh,
uh, I don't know, man. It's been a weird few days in sports. I've noticed the Super Bowl was
yes.
the Super Bowl was this weekend. Did you watch the game by chance?
No, I did not watch the game. I did see some highlights, Matt Collins being his normal weird self.
Yeah, Matt Collins. Yeah, it was Patriots. Of course, for all those who haven't lived under a rock the last year, it was the Patriots and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I just really had no interest in watching it this year. I guess it's not my focus. I played fantasy football this year. Sorry, fantasy football, not baseball. And I was keeping track just enough for the playoffs. But then once I got out, I said, "Oh well." So
Yeah.
I kind of lost interest. But I know both teams haven't been in a long time, and it looks like the Seahawks shut down the Patriots. Um,
Yeah. I'm a Dolphins fan, so, you know, I'm happy the Patriots lost, but it's even better that Sam Darnold, a former Jets first round pick quarterback, was a Super Bowl winner, because that's a big fu to the entire Jets organization.
that's ironic. We've talked about in the past how you. I mean, but the football is a little different in this case. But like at sports, and anytime you have like a professional sports league that has more than one team in the city, there's always that one team that has success and the other does absolute shit. Like for example, Dodgers and Angels, right? Mets and
Yeah,
Yankees, and you have the Giants and the Jets. Giants aren't necessarily great per se right now, but they've had success in the past, right? The Jets,
yeah. More recently, but I mean, the past couple years they have both been complete trash.
that's true. They're both pretty bad last couple of years, but the Jets have been known for being historically bad, and everything they do blows up in their face. It's like they can't get anything right. And of course, Sam Darnold going to the Seahawks and getting the ring out of it. And as a Panthers fan, I kind of relate to that as well because I think he played with us for a little while too. So
Yes.
yeah, but I will say for us as a Panthers fan, I'm surprised we actually made the playoffs this year. I didn't see that happen at all this season.
Yeah, and you kind of had to, trip, fall down, break a leg to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, we had a losing record, right? I think we were like eight. Is it seven, eight and nine, or seven, eight and one, or something like that? It
Yeah.
was. It was one of those years where the division wasn't good, so we got in just out of default. But I will say this: I see some promise with our quarterback Bryce Young. I think we actually have a QB for the first time in a long time. We go out and get these second rate QBs, and it was one of those deals where it's like these guys aren't the answer, but they don't want to pay for the answer because QBs are very expensive for a good one. So
Yes.
so
But
I
I
was
will, as a team, as my team, as again, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm familiar with these Alabama quarterbacks. Do not be fooled by that one good year.
yeah, they will. It'll come back and bite you, huh?
Yeah, you'll end up paying them 40 million a year, and then they turn into garbage again.
So I know the Dolphins had a rough year this season. Do you think there's hope for the Dolphins for next year? I mean, I know you got rid of your coach. He's gone now.
I don't want to talk about it.
Am I triggering you, Jason?
It it's one of those things. I don't think they're going to be any good. I really don't. I I think the whole organization's trying to start over. So
Right.
And the last time the Dolphins hired a Green Bay coach, it literally just was the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah, yeah, the Dolphins. I mean, your old coach, I I don't know. There was just something about him. He just didn't instill confidence in me. And again, I'm more of a casual football fan. You know more into football than I am. I'm more baseball than football. But yeah, I see him and some of the things the Dolphins do. I'm like, does this guy know what he's doing? He just didn't seem like he knew what he was doing. And granted, you had some issues with Tua and some other injuries, and so I wouldn't say it's all his fault, but it was also one of those things where it's like it didn't seem they had any real plan in place. That's how it came across to me.
Mm. Well, the Dolphins, it's Mike McDaniel's one of those quirky guys. But I think he knows offense. I think he
Right,
knows offense. And early on in the year, the defense was collapsing, but then again, the defense didn't have nobody.
right,
As the defense got healthier, the defense got better. They went on that run, but I mean, if during that last bit of run, if they had any type of good quarterback play, the team would have been a lot better. But I mean, you absolutely had to rely on the running game the entire time.
right,
And
right.
I think that was the only problem I really had with McDaniel was that he would forget that you could run the football.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see what the Dolphins do next year. But the Super Bowl's over. Seahawks have won. Um, I saw something that, and I don't know how true it is. I haven't seen anything official about it. I heard something that Belichick might be retiring already from his um, college career, though you hear stuff like that all the time. So you don't know what's true and what's not, but um, that would be interesting. I also know for the Hall of Fame this past year, they had the Patriots owner Robert Kraft and Belichick were denied a first-year Hall of Fame entry.
Yeah, well, Belichick retiring is probably a good thing. Keep his daughter or daughter, his girlfriend.
You know what?
Oh,
You
what?
know what? Yeah, I mean, people want to hate on that. Look, let's be real. You're Bill Belichick. You got a young, pretty thing like that wanting to be with you. Are you really gonna say no? Come on, come on.
Well, I'd just if I was him, I'd just be worried about her being around all those 20-something-year-old guys.
Yeah, I mean, I know. Yeah, I mean, they have a lot more energy, right? I mean, I wonder like what they talk about. Like, there's like a 50-year age gap going on there almost. I mean, maybe she's what you call an old soul or something. I don't know, but or maybe she just likes money. Either way, I just
Yeah.
wonder what they talk about.
They talk about the sales going on at Nordstrom.
Yeah, Nordstrom and what her monthly allowance is. Now you know what, and maybe hey, they're happy. Good for them. If that's none of my business. If they're happy and it works, good for them. I know one time I went to a Lake Forest game with my two uncles, and they were now I was like early 20s, so the girls were about my age or a little older, right? Now we're at the game, and my uncle Joe made a comment. My uncle Lance is like, they could be your daughter, but he said, yeah, but they're not. Which I thought was one of the funniest things I've heard in my life. I thought that was great. This is like 20 years ago. I thought that was really funny. So yeah, that's what he's thinking. She's
Yeah,
not my
yeah.
daughter.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like if I was, you know, think about the younger generation now with that 6'7".
See,
How annoying would it be if you were dating someone and they were just like 6'7"?
I don't even know what 6'7" means. I don't even know
I
what that shit.
don't either.
I don't even know what that shit means, and I'm only 41, so I don't even know what that shit means. The thing I used to always fuss about was there was a song that came out called like a G6. Like, what the fuck's a G6? I still don't know what a G6 is. It's
I
been
think it's
out
a
for like
plane. I think that's a plane.
it sounds like a plane, but I don't know if it's an official plane or not. I don't know what that is.
Uh, could be a car, a luxury car. You know, they like to do the whole letter with a number.
Yeah, maybe.
The
Maybe it could be
A5. I know what an A5 is.
an A5.
Yeah.
Is that an Audi 5? An Audi?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I recognize that because I know the Audis have numbers. They have like they have the A and then a 5 or whatever the number for a car is. So excuse me. I think if we looked up a G6, I couldn't find what it was. I don't know what little things like that bug me. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you, a lot of this stuff is because, I mean, I have to look this stuff up or just, play it off like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. I get you. I get you.
But I'm
And
I'm pretty sure it was the same way for our parents.
oh yeah, for sure. Like my daughter is 11. She'll tell me about something. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, and I have no idea. It's like, Daddy, it's this. I'm like, oh, and it made me feel so stupid. It's like, oh, it's so obvious, right? It's like, duh, Daddy, come on now. It's like, oh, all right, whatever you say.
Yeah. You just, I mean, you got to kind of play it off like, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Yeah. So speaking of Belichick, I was thinking about the Duke UNC game. UNC pulled a major upset,
Yes.
huge
They beat
upset.
Duke, and anytime they beat Duke, that's a good thing.
Oh, I agree. I'm with you. I mean, I being raised with the Sound, I'm always more of a Wake Forest person, but I always found that Wake Forest people kind of align with UNC and State fans align with Duke because proximity. Well,
Yeah.
mainly because State and Duke are like almost. It's funny because State, Duke, and Chapel Hill are almost like right on top of each other. Because if you drive
Yeah.
through one, you'll pass through all of them at some point. Like I know when we hang out and go visit you, sometimes I drive through all that stuff on the way, or I'm like right around it.
Yes,
So
sir. I mean,
yeah,
I think they're all within like 20, 25, 30 miles of each other.
yeah, it's
If that. I mean, Wake Forest is probably the furthest one from the group.
yeah. Wake Forest used to be up that way, but they moved to Winston-Salem many years ago.
Yeah.
So and there's still for those who don't live in North Carolina like we do, we're North Carolinians. There is a Wake Forest, North Carolina, an actual city, Wake Forest. So they came to Winston-Salem years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
It actually used to be an actual forest.
yeah, well, like I guess everything was at most point, at some point. I mean, until they started building everything. But yeah, so UNC pulled off an upset, which is always a good thing, and that's good for them. I mean, again, that's one thing I follow as much the last few years is college sports in general. Really, I've been more focused on the yards the last few years, but college basketball. But I guess Duke was up what top 5 team, right?
Yeah, and it's always good. Just I like Tar Heel basketball. It's good to see the Duke fans complain.
Yeah. Um,
It's the refs. That's the only way we could lose to Carolina is the refs.
yeah. My ex father in law called the Coach K called him like called him Hitler or something because he put a little mustache on. He thought he looked like Hitler. Like, that's how much he hates Duke. He is Carolina all the way. So
Oh
I'm
my god.
like, yeah. So the rivalry is pretty funny. It's amazing how
Yeah,
people still
it's like it's ingrained in your genetics.
right. And I think he joke around and say if any of his grandkids went to Duke, he'd disown them. He wouldn't actually do it, but it'd be a funny conversation at Christmas.
Oh yeah. There'll be a lot of trash talk.
Like every time
I
it's
mean,
yeah, time for the game. I can imagine watching on TV together. It's like, come on, get out of here, shut up, or you broke my heart.
what I don't even know now. It's like all I can think about is all those, great moments in the entire rivalry. Which I mean all rivalry games kind of have that aspect. I think the game being such proximity to us, it takes on a different meaning for us. But I'm
Right.
pretty sure like people in the Texas, Oklahoma, Iowa State. I'm pretty sure they all kind of feel something of the same way
Right,
in regards to
exactly.
their individual rivalries.
Oh yeah, it's for sure very serious. I know back at Western, I know you remember Western as
The
well.
old Mountain Jug.
Yeah, the old Mountain Joe when we played App before App changed divisions. And App was actually a halfway decent team. They had a couple of upsets. I remember that Michigan State upset several years ago, over a decade ago at this point. Um, and they're actually one of the better teams. And we never beat them. We never beat them. But I think one year, I think my junior year, we actually beat them. And everyone like lost their shit. They ran the field, took down the field goal.
2006.
That sounds well. Yeah, that may be it. There it was 05 or 06. I know I graduated in 06,
Yeah.
so it was around that time. But I remember that everyone went crazy.
I think it was '05. I think it was '05, or it might have been '06.
Yeah, it was around that time. But it was a big upset, and I remember we always played. I think some other the only team that was worse than us for homecoming because we can actually beat them. Was it Georgia Southern? I'm not sure it was. The conference has changed so much now. It looks like a whole different sport now. The conference has changed so much. It's
Yeah,
really insane.
the whole NIL thing is completely
Yeah,
changed the college landscape.
in the ACC, like almost 20 teams now. It's to the point where some teams don't play each other more than once a year.
Yeah,
It's gotten really big. It's and I remember as a kid, being like 10 or 12 teams, having a tournament, top four get a bye. It was very simple, straight cut, and went on. This is back when Tim Duncan was playing with Wake Forest when he actually had a good player. He, of course, if he's not already, is a Hall of Famer. So, but yeah, I mean, the college dynamic is vastly different. There's so much money in college sports; it's the same.
yeah. And I have nothing against people making their money, but there's just sometimes too much money is bad for the product,
Okay,
or at least that's my opinion. I mean,
we'll explain. What do you mean by that exactly?
okay, well, you have all these players. Okay, they get the money, and then they just transfer schools. They make a career out of playing college sports.
Well, yeah, the transfer portal is more open now, and I do know that you can actually they players can use their likeness now for
Yes.
promotional stuff. So they're actually getting a lot more money even before they get out of school. So the big names are already financially secure when they get out.
Or you would think they were if they. I think I saw a video of John Calipari talking about these guys go from one play for 6 different schools,
Right, right,
and it's just they go from one school to the other, just chasing more and more money.
yeah.
And then what happens if you don't make it pro?
If they're responsible about it, obviously, But I mean,
If you're responsible about it.
yeah,
But you think about most of these kids are coming from poor backgrounds. And I'm not saying that all basketball players are poor players, but when you look at a lot of these kids are going to come from poor backgrounds, and so they don't know how to manage money.
yeah.
You're going to have this whole cadre of people following you around, like, can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? Can I borrow $500? Can I borrow $1,000?
Right, right.
And
They got to get into the dynamic of economics and financial literacy
yeah,
because I think in general, I think most adults, and we should have this when we were younger too. They should have a class of like balancing the checkbook, managing your money, doing the same as account,
yeah,
setting up a budget. That class should be there. Now, if the kid doesn't follow it, that's their problem, right? That's their issue. But at the
yeah,
same time, they're aware of it. Most of us, I know during our generation, we weren't taught really to save money because the idea was you go to college, you get a good job, get a house, all that, build the economy. And the economy has changed drastically for us average Americans the last 20 years. So
yes,
that's a whole nother issue that we can discuss. But in regards to college sports, Yeah, I think you're right about that. I mean, they get this money thrown at them. They're not used to having or managing that kind of money. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to handle taxes or savings or investments. And they just want to help people out because they want to be nice people and do the right thing. Before you know it, you help everybody else, but then you yourself end up hungry. So
Well,
you got to be careful. It's the same with lottery winners, right? People win the
yeah.
lottery and they blow their money within a fucking year. Then they have to mortgage a house, that big old house they just bought because they can't pay taxes on it.
Well, think of this. If you transfer to a new school and you're only there for 1 year, can you graduate from that school?
I guess depends on how your credits transfer over. I mean, and what your
Well,
major
normally
is.
you have to go to a college for at least 2 years in order to be able to get a degree from that school.
Okay,
And
okay.
that's what
Well,
John Calipari was talking about was you don't get a degree and you have no ties to the university from which you finished your college career.
yeah,
So if you don't make it pro, what exactly are you going to do with your life afterwards? You're going to get a job maybe making $50,000, $60,000 a year.
yeah.
Whereas you were not before that, you were making, 100,000, 200,000.
Well, and you're hoping you can land on some kind of practice squad or something and move around. But yeah, I get what you're saying. And also, if you're having to transfer that much to get opportunity of playing time, how big of a prospect are you? How big of a college star are you? If you're a
Well,
big name, you stay at the same school for 3 years, come out as a junior, and then take the money. That's usually how it works, especially in baseball. Because
yeah,
if you go to you're a senior, you have no leverage. There's nowhere else for you to go. So they can lowball you in a bonus and then you have to take what you can get, right? But if you come out as
yeah.
a junior, then you have the leverage to hold out for more money.
Well, he was saying it's not the stars that move around so much as it's the pretty good players.
Right. That makes sense. They're blocked by somebody in a position at a certain school, so they'll transfer to another school where they can probably start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, it's guys who are pretty good, but they think, they outplayed their NIL deal with that school. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to transfer to another school because they're going to offer me an extra 50,000.
Right, right. I get what you're saying. So, I mean, again, if you're going to do that and you're self aware enough to realize that, be smart about it. Put that money away. That way you have
Yeah.
a school, you have something to fall back on. So, if you do want to pursue a career as a pro player, you're not drafted, fine. You can bounce around the practice squad for a few years to figure it out. Well, if that doesn't work out, then you can do whatever your degree is in and just go from there.
Yeah. But again, we're talking about kids who probably aren't financially literate
Right.
and they're just going to waste their money. And then when they graduate, what do they got to show for it? Nothing.
Exactly, which again, I think that financial literacy should be taught to everybody in school. I think that's a very important lesson. And, even people, and the frustrating part of me is I do have financial literacy. I'm just too broke to use it. So, like, I know what to do. I just have no money to do it with. So it's very frustrating. But, but yeah, I mean, it's good that UNC won. I know we both like that. So
Yes.
that's awesome. I don't know. I can say one more thing. I'm glad this cold weather is finally moving its way out. I mean, the snow is finally moving its way out. It just that got old after a while.
Yeah. Weird weather for North Carolina.
Yeah, we usually don't get that much snow here. We'll get like a little Florida or something. It's usually gone within a couple of days. But yeah, I know here. I mean, the kids didn't have school for like 2 weeks, pretty much. My daughter
Oh,
went back to school Friday on a 2 hour delay, so
well,
she finally went back to school Friday.
I wouldn't know anything about that because, me not having the kids and all.
Yeah, one day her niece and nephew, I'm sure they were out of school.
I don't know. Is that bad? I
You
don't
don't.
know.
Well, I mean, I guess if you don't worry about it, I mean, I know we both work overnights at our own job, so it's like, I mean, if I didn't have a daughter, I probably wouldn't really know. I mean, I get alerts on my phone, So, but yeah, they were home for 2 weeks. And I know at work it was a mess because people were calling out each weekend. The Sunday after, we had literally more than a dozen people called out of work for the whole day.
Mm.
And one person that worked there was there all night. Was there Saturday all night. Ended up sleeping in one of our showers in the trucker area, and working some more on Sunday. And they were supposed to work Sunday night. I said, "You need to go home. It's gonna be dead. I was off the last 2 days. We'll be fine. Just go home. Don't worry about that. We'll be okay. We're good."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
and so
Yeah. A guy. I hang out with and play some D&D with. He has a second shift, security job, and he said he had to pull a 17-hour shift.
damn. Why? Because no one else was there.
Yeah, he said he worked from he goes in at 2 and he's supposed to get off at 11,
Mm-hmm.
but he had to stay until the next morning because the third shift people could not make it into work.
Oh, and I guess somebody had to be there, right? It's mandatory.
Yeah, it's mandatory for someone to be there. So he had to stay, and you know, I get it. Driving at night,
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, some people, they use the weather as an excuse, like, I can't do anything. I can't do anything.
Yeah, I gotta say here. I mean, I know like I know a family who doesn't drive in this weather at all. My stepmom doesn't drive in it. My aunt doesn't drive in it. My ex doesn't drive in it. So those 2 weekends when we had the weather, I don't have a car right now, sadly. So I didn't see my daughter for most of those 2 weeks because well, we couldn't. She couldn't get down here. Um, and we're close, but we're far enough away where it's like it's dangerous to walk. I'm not going to do that. That's just stupid. So that didn't work. That was kind of unfortunate for me. But a lot of people just don't drive it in general because it's not so much them; it's the other people. I mean, I've heard people the old expression: "People can't drive in the sunshine." Much less when it's snowing outside and there's ice on the road. Um, but yeah, I mean, people just don't come in, and I mean, that person at my job who stayed, they're better than I am. I would have gone home, so bye. I'm not gonna stay.
Mhm.
You don't pay me enough for this. You don't. You don't pay me enough to sleep in the shower. I'm sorry, you don't. I mean, our showers that we have at the truck stop aren't bad, but the only place you can sleep is there's this little area. You got the sink and you got a little slab where people could put their clothes and stuff down on or their bags, whatever, while they jump in the shower. And
Yeah,
that thing can't be comfortable. I don't know how it is. I don't know how you sleep on that. I don't see how you do it.
yeah. Well, I mean, I went to work, but then again, I don't do anything at work. I paint little figurines all night long.
Yeah, your job is you pretty much get paid to do your hobby, which is a pretty nice gig. I'm not gonna lie, I'm jealous. I'm really jealous about that.
We don't want my bosses to find out.
We're making it public, so I don't know what you want to do. It's right, putting it right here on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just out of a 10, 11 hour shift, I might work a total of 1.5 hours.
there's a YouTuber I used to listen to a lot. And he was an activist kind of guy. He got lots of overtime at his job, so he would stay and do overtime and work on his YouTube thing. And he would get frustrated sometimes because he's like, yeah, I know I shouldn't get frustrated, but I get frustrated because they're actually when you do stuff. It's like my jobs keep me away from my work.
Yeah, I literally told a guy this at last night. He was talking about I because he came in at 9 o'clock, kind of dragging in,
Yeah,
and I said, "Are you coming back?" He said, "Nah, man, nah, this is my last load for the night." And I was like, Good, good, good. You're keeping me from my real job.
My real job is D&D master, is dungeon master. That's my real job.
I'm not a very good dungeon master. I do it because we don't have anybody else to do it.
Right, exactly. I know you're obviously new to D&D. I played 1 week with you. That was an interesting experience. Hold on, my phone's ringing. I cut that off. Sorry, get spam calls. Um, but yeah, I know you're new to this D&D thing. I've done one campaign with you. I think virtually one day. It was all right.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's more. I think it's something you're really into. You know what? Hey, more power to you. I'll say you have one of those mob jobs where it's a no work job essentially. You just got to come to work, but you really
Yes.
don't got to do anything.
Yeah.
I need to find a job like that because where I work at, even being a gas station, they could be pretty laid back overnights. And no, where I work, you're not allowed to sit around. I can't even sit down. You got to be on your feet the whole time. There's always something to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there'll be a time of the year when we get really busy,
Hmm.
but right now they're mostly moving rail cars, so truck
Right.
traffic is slowed down. So I mean,
Enjoy it while you can.
yeah, and
Yeah.
even when the truck traffic does resume, you know, the truck drivers are just like everybody else. They don't want to be out there all day long.
Right. Right.
The-
Yeah. The truck drivers are an interesting breed. That's for sure.
yeah, they want to go get their job done and go home.
Yeah. Like I mean, working at a truck stop, I deal with some interesting people. Most people are nice enough, but you get some. You get like these truck drivers who they're cranky. They are cranky, and you can tell they're in zombie mode. You'll come in and greet them, and they just walk by like you're not even there. It's like you don't exist. They're just like, I just want to go home. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, I mean, I see some of these guys, and I'm not gonna say names, but we got one guy. He's always in a hurry, and if anything delays him, like if the internet goes out and you're having trouble getting his ticket going,
Yeah.
he's like, "Come on, man, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on,"
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's and we're like, when he leaves, you just hear the whole time, wah, 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 I just
Yeah, we got our fair share of those too. We got our fair share of those. The biggest thing we deal with is the parking lot because around here, where I live, there's not a lot of places for truck stops between here and Charlotte, and because there's not a lot of space in Charlotte because it's growing, it's all residential, and there's nowhere to park a truck. So there's a couple of truck stops right off our exit, a few places for trucks to park, but there's always a struggle to find places. So every morning, there's usually a driver blocking a pump, blocking the weigh scale, blocking the entrance because there's nowhere for them to go. And it's a
yeah,
constant thing. And almost every day, we have a truck driver yelling at the manager or cussing at somebody about having to move their truck. And it's like, I didn't know that was a pump. Yeah, yes, you did. It's a gas pump. There's a number on it. It has diesel and def and reefer. You know what this is. you know,
oh
I just find it amusing. And just these truck drivers are just, and I get they don't make as much money as they used to, but God, it's you're out of town a lot, okay, but
yeah.
it's an adventure on that side for
Well,
sure.
I think that's a human condition is that, you're always aware when someone's inconveniencing you,
Yeah,
but you are often oblivious to when you inconvenience others.
it was like, how dare you? I didn't do anything. What you talking about? How dare you bother me? You know that kind of deal. Um, but yeah, like I said, I mean, maybe I can find a job that something, maybe that's something that you have. I am kind of keeping my eyes open for a job because I don't make the most money right now, so I gotta do something different at some point. I have the side gigs, obviously, but it's kind of like those are really sporadic. I got some emails today about some potential opportunities, and I'm going to that been unofficially booked for, but I don't know the details yet.
Mm.
So that'll help out, and I'm expecting to check from something else. But it's life, you know.
Yeah. I mean, my job doesn't pay all that great, but I'm not going to complain because, of course, it's happy, happy.
Yeah, you're working so hard over there.
I know.
We you
I
get
could probably actually get a second job while I'm at work.
well, you get the overtime too. So I mean, I really get overtime. You know, they don't like that. I mean, I may get an hour or two because they're working overnights. Or I mean, I get a break for a couple nights a week.
Yeah.
But I usually get rid of 40 hours a week, maybe a little over, not much more than that. And honestly, working an hour or two extra really doesn't impact my paycheck that much. The only way I notice the difference is if it's like holiday pay or if it's like significant overtime, then I'll notice it. But for that, have to be at least 6 full days a week for me to notice the difference in my paycheck.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that was really impactful for me. Um, but yeah, so I get it, man. You know, you do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I actually turned down a lot of overtime this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What?
They they called me up uh Thursday and told me, "Hey, we're working this weekend, Saturday and Sunday."
Right.
And I was like, "Are we receiving?"
Do I need to be
And it was
there?
like, "No, but everybody's supposed to be working."
It's
And
one of those things where it's like, you know, if you're just going to give me money to be there, fine, you know, but whatever. I'm not going to argue with it. You're going to give me money, fine.
well, I argued with,
I mean, I guess you did.
but I mean, it's I just didn't want to miss my D&D on Sunday.
Oh, so you took off Sunday?
Well, no, I took off both days because after I
Oh,
pointed out that I'm not really needed.
yeah. I mean, look, I'd be like, listen, if you want me to come and you want to pay me time and a half, I'll let you. But I really don't know if you need me for at least. I would have done halfway. I work Saturday, but I can't do it Sunday.
Yeah, I
You
literally went to the manager and said, if you want me to come in here and watch TV and paint my little figurines, and I literally told him that.
know, I will gladly be here.
I said, I will show up.
Yep, just
And
in
he's
case.
like, and he just like, well, why would you come in anyway? And I was like, well, the supervisor said everybody's working this weekend. He's like, "Ugh."
He's like, really?
And just said, you don't have to come in.
So you're good. Just stay home. You're good.
He
All
said,
right.
I would really prefer you not to come in.
Yeah. Like one day, what was it? My schedule got swapped. Like they had me off. 'Cause I usually work Sunday through Thursday, and they had me off on Thursday for some reason, working Saturdays. This is weird. Is this right? Just want to ask God for that day or something because that used to happen. My manager said not wasn't supposed to happen. Well, Thursday we had 4 people working. We need usually no more than 3 most. So that the last 2 Thursdays I've been working on the diesel side, learning that aspect, which was nice because at this point I really genuinely hate coffee. I hate coffee so much right now. I really just want to get all the coffee and burn it in a big bonfire and dance and do a little dance around it. That's how much I hate coffee right now. That area is a disaster. It's miserable. So for me to do diesel for a day is nice. That's like half a day off. I don't got to do any of that crap. Just clean showers, deal with truck drivers. It's much more. I might have to put away some truck, but I can deal with that. That's fine.
Yeah. Dealing with truck drivers though, that's
Yeah,
always interesting. You never know what's going to happen.
yeah. Again, like I said, I mean, we talked about before. It's not too bad. Sometimes it's better than others. Um, so
Some of them really could use the showers though.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And every once in a while, we're not supposed to, take tips, but sometimes people will throw cash tips in there, and no one's not going to take them. You know, I mean,
No.
because look, they don't pay us enough. Come on, you're going to get us a little. We get a few bucks. We're taking that money. Put that towards gas or food or something, whatever. It's not much, but it helps.
Yeah, I completely agree because I mean, yeah, if someone's willing to tip me to do something, yeah, I will gladly accept it.
Yeah, and not every, most time people they don't do it. But every once in a while, you get lucky. They'll throw a few bucks in there or something like that.
Yeah,
Nothing crazy. So
every bit helps. Every bit helps.
that's true. So is there anything else you want to add, Jason? Anything else you want? It's on your mind this week? Anything you want to talk about that's bugging you?
Oh my goodness, I could have thought of a few things until you asked. I'm completely absent-minded. I
All right, this is our first episode. We'll wrap it up here.
well, I did want to ask you about your acting.
Okay. Yeah, sure. It's like I said, it's hit or miss. Like with the weather last few weeks, the snow, there hasn't been a whole lot going on. I got some potential opportunities. Um, I've been people have reached out to me for 3 different opportunities to book me, but I'm still waiting for official information on it, official details on that. I'm also going to be a casting assistant for a movie filming in Colorado. So I'm helping with the casting for a few key roles for an upcoming movie that's filming this year. I don't know how much I can say about it, but it's going to be a mix of union and non-union actors. So, and some of the people involved are people you would recognize.
Ooh,
I can't say the name, but one guy being floated around for a certain role is someone from Yellowstone. So that I thought that was pretty cool. But most of them are like, high school age look, they can pass as high school kids, most of them are. It takes place in high school, that's all I can say, but I'm a casting assistant for that. So that's a pretty good opportunity. It helped me get involved on the casting side of things, just in case acting doesn't work out or I can't get anything for a while. It gives me something to do, and I can still stay part of that creative process.
yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I'm actually looking forward to that.
Maybe you could hook me up as the casting director and give me a role.
There's in this movie, I don't think honestly there's a role that will fit you. Um, there's
Are you
a
trying to say
there,
I'm too ugly?
no. Hey, you're saying that, not me. Um, there's one role in particular you might fit, but I think you might be a little too old for it. So I'm not sure.
Oh,
I joked around during the first call. Hey, if I was closer, I'd cast myself in something. Just halfway joking. But I could definitely see myself doing a couple of small parts in that movie at least. A couple of bit roles, if nothing else.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, but
I don't think it will work for me anyway. I got a face for radio.
which is why you're not showing your face with a YouTube, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you never
That and
know.
I I overslept today. I overslept. I really did.
Yeah, well, it happens, man. I slept pretty hard this morning too. I woke up around 12:30 to make sure I was up for this. Um, but I never sleep well during the week because I know I gotta get up and go to work and there's stuff going on that I'm trying to get done. So it's like that, and I get rid of spam calls waking me up. It's like, stop fucking calling me. Damn it, leave me alone. Go
Well,
away.
that is me. I will sit there sleep. I was sleeping so good. I normally don't sleep during the week either. I usually get up by 11 o'clock for no reason.
Yeah, thinking that you're late. Oh, come on, really? It's only 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Then you get up and you just go to work, and it's like, no, just sit around pitter patter for a while.
Right, right. What I usually do is I'll wake up around 12 or 1, and then I'll do stuff around here. And because the acting thing, I'm always submitting for stuff every day. I'm looking and submitting for stuff every day, whether it's an audition or just interest email, something like that. And I'm always checking things. So, and that's just the name of the game. You have to audition and submit because you don't know what you're a good fit for until you try, right?
And that's right.
So that's just a part of the business. As an actor, I think Jack Black said it best a long time ago. Like if you get 1 out of 20 roles you submit for, you're doing pretty good. And I'm probably at about that rate, maybe a little better because I'm doing smaller stuff. I'm not going for a bunch of big SAG movies. So I do get an occasional SAG audition every once in a while. Like you helped me out with one a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I get one every once in a while, but it's not a common occurrence. I don't get a lot of SAG auditions, but usually it's just small local stuff, background and independent films, whatever I can get. Because North Carolina is frustrating because it's a right to work state, and a lot of the states here are in the South. So a lot of the stuff that does come here for unions already kind of cast out of LA or something. So they already know who's going to be playing the big roles. And you're fighting for small day player roles, or you're fighting for like background work. And the background
Yeah.
usually non-union, which don't pay hardly anything.
Well,
So
you got
it's
to go
challenging.
down to Georgia.
There's a lot more in Georgia. There's a lot more in Georgia. I saw a funny posting the other day actually on Facebook for this series called All the Sinners Bleed. I worked one day on it last year. And I think it's being the Obamas are executive producers on it, but
Mm.
it's based on a book, and I played a son of the Confederacy member, but this particular casting call was wanting quote unquote swingers or thruples, and or they wanted well endowed men for an episode. And but I love they had to say, do not send pictures. So, but it paid $1,000 for the day if you actually hit the requirement. So it makes you think there's probably some kinky shit going on in that scene.
Yeah, some well endowed men.
Yeah, that'd be funny. You say I'm 9 inches, and then you go there. What the hell? Where is it? It's also you ask like what do they considered well endowed? You know, what's the requirement for that?
Yeah.
You see weird postings like that. You see funny stuff like that sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
Most of it's generic shit. But you see weird stuff like that every once in a while.
that'd be a bad way to find out your girlfriend's been lying to you.
Yeah, it'd be awkward, right? Be a little awkward.
Uh, we said well endowed, sir. My girlfriend. I don't care what your girlfriend said.
Well, again, it's all comparative, right? It's all based on personal experience. You know, I'm sorry, you're average at best, son. Just get out of here. Oh man, heartbroken.
Well, it could be worse. The person beside him could say, "You call that average?"
Oh god, what was that Mad TV sketch? What was the character? He was that really tall guy, but he put this really annoying character. He said, "I thought the average dick size is 9 inches." We're like, what? And they're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna follow him." He runs out the door.
I have not seen that one.
Yeah, it's an older one. It's an older one. Yeah, I haven't seen Mad TV in a long time. You can see stuff on YouTube, but I mainly know Mad TV from Artie Lane, who's on. He was a long time a member of the Howard Stern show, so he was on
Yeah.
there a lot. But
Um. Yeah. As long as you don't run into nobody like what's that? Have you seen The Boys?
I still need to see that show. I need to get around seeing that show.
Okay. Well, there's a character named Love Sausage.
Oh my god, that's a great name. Love sausage.
Now, what could a person with superpowers who has the name Love Sausage do?
I think I could. I think I see where you're going with that. I think I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, and they will show you.
They're like, good lord, son.
Yeah,
That's funny.
he brings a new dynamic to choking on the meat.
Oh god. Well, it'd be a hell of a way to go, huh? I don't know how.
I don't want to go that way.
No, it sounds terrible. Sounds really bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a few women that would try it though.
Probably. Yep. Some gay guys. So, hey, you never know. Different boats, different stroke for different folks, right?
That's a poor phrase for this topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, need to leave them strokes alone.
Well, on that note, I think we're gonna wrap this up right now. On that note,
Okay.
because I don't know how we can go on from that. I don't know a good transition from that. So, thank you all for listening or watching the podcast. What these guys talking about? I'm David, and with me, of course, is my fellow co-host Jason. If you like
Woo.
what you're hearing, subscribe to YouTube, follow on Spotify, and make sure you keep up for all updates. As always, thanks for listening. Thank you, Jason. You hear me, Jason? All right. I guess Jason has already stepped away. So, all right, that's all for this one. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.